Hi my delicious lights, it's Lena here. So I wanted to check in with you guys because it's been a week, right? So I wanted to make a video on soul ties and cord cutting and why it's important to hold on to your energy and your power and your solar plexus and your sacral chakra, because it's very common that you just give it away. You say you meet someone and you connect with them through intimacy, but it's not what you think it is. You think you're in love because of the intimacy, but love is when you connect with someone through their mind and when you emotionally connect with someone. Love isn't just in the bedroom. Love is when you, I guess I don't know what love is either, but I feel like it's important, especially if you're really active sexually, then you should take care of your energy, because you got to realize you're not one soul. When you connect with someone, you're connecting with someone else's soul, and you got to think about it all your chakras and all your energy points are connecting and aligning. And if they're out of balance in their heart, in their third eye, in their root, in their sacral, in their throat, that energy will be connected to you, and then whatever is going on with them spiritually will affect you. Do you know what I mean? It will impact you and it will manifest into your reality. Whatever's going on in their reality will manifest into your reality, because you got to think that you're one bubble yourself. You're one energetic field, you're one soul. And when you connect with someone else, you pretty much invite them into your soul and you exchange. You exchange energies, you exchange feelings, and you fall in love with that feeling through intimacy. And I don't think we realize it, but it is so powerful. Being intimate with someone, the power and control you can have over someone from just connecting with them in bed can literally tie you down for life, because you might feel you're not strong enough to leave, because you're so in love with the feeling that you get with them when you're connected to them in bed. And it's so easy for women as well to fall into that trap with men. You think, oh, I want to fall in love, but I want to do everything for this man. I want to give him the world. But it's what about your world? What about you, what you want? Because you got to realize you're giving your power to them. You're giving your power to them. Instead of you using your power, your energy for yourself, you're giving it to them so that they can be happy and so that they can live on. And then it's you tend to them for their whole life. It's there's no freedom in that for women. I mean, I'm not saying all relationships are like that, but it's you fall in love with the feeling of intimacy, and it's what about intimacy with yourself? What about intimacy with connecting and falling in love with yourself and giving back to yourself and taking care of yourself? There was a butterfly that just flew past me, so that is your sign for transformation and change. 555. But yeah, I think it's really important, especially if you've just come out of a relationship or you've just left someone. It's important to cut those ties. There are so many videos out there on YouTube. There are so many healers out there, so many ways you can find to release that person from your body, because you got to understand, when you let someone into your soul, that's why it's so hard to get over them, because you feel you've lost a part of yourself, and that part of yourself is still in them, and that part of themselves is still in you, and that's why you still feel connected, and that's why you still feel all over the place. And that's why you need to cut those cords and really release that person from your body, because you got to understand, we're not just physical beings. You're not just going to be affected physically, but you're going to be affected emotionally and spiritually. You might feel more drained because of them. You might feel things have just gotten worse since you've been seeing them and been intimate with them. You'll notice changes really quickly, and you'll just feel I I need to just bow. It's like you're hypnotized. Like you're hypnotized. I don't know, like you're hypnotized in a way. That's just from my experience, but that's why I feel like it's good to just, if you're young, enjoy yourself, find love in yourself and your own body, and love yourself enough to not give away your power, your energy. Because when you're intimate with someone, you give that away straight away. And then you just want to do everything for them. But it's like, why not turn that around and call back all that energy and all that power? You can see a Reiki healer, you can see an energy healer. They're everywhere in Australia, everywhere, anywhere in the country, anywhere. Reiki healer, energy healer. They'll cut the cords for you, or you could do, like, there's heaps of rituals you can do to like cut cords, and like prayers and stuff to like really release that person from your soul, because like that cord's never cut. That cord's never released. You've never truly let go of that person. Just because they're physically not here with you, you can still probably feel them in spirit. And that's probably what makes you delusional in a way, because you're like, oh, like we're gonna see each other again, it's gonna work. It's like your head's like, the cord between your mind and their mind's still connected, so you're like making up stories in your head like, oh, like it's gonna work and we're gonna see each other again. Like they still love me, they'll forgive me, I'll forgive them. And it's like just scenarios that you're creating in your head of like the future that you could have had with this person. And it's like, you just need to understand that person's gone, they're not coming back. That's why it's so important to like give a 3-month rule if you meet anyone. Like if you meet anyone, give them 3 months to really show themselves and be like, without the intimacy, without the sex, actually get to know them and who they are first, before you just jump right in, before you just give your soul away. Like, you don't understand how much it affects you. Like, compared to when you're in the relationship, you're a little blinded because you're so focused on this feeling that you get with them when you're close with them. And then it's like, then you can't deal with being by yourself and you feel like you need to be around them. And that's attachment, that's codependency. Like you can be in, if you don't know yourself and you're not healthy in your mind, in your soul, in your body, how are you going to be healthy with someone else? Like it just doesn't work. Like you need to both be healthy in your mind and your soul. You need to both be able to come together when you know yourself first, when you're okay with putting the intimacy aside, because love with the mind should come first. Love should come when you can just sit with someone and talk. When you can sit with someone and get to know them. What do you like? Who are you? Instead of just giving your body away, because then you want to be everything they want. You want to be what they like. You want to give them the world. You want to give them kids. You want to buy them flowers. You want to do everything for them, but it's like you can't do that for yourself. It's so important, instead of falling in love with the feeling of when you're in them and when they're in you, falling in love. Do you know what I mean? Falling in love. That's what it is. You gotta fall out of love, and falling in love is just, it's like you're falling in love. You're falling in love. But what are you falling in love with? The feeling? You gotta love yourself first. Love yourself first. Embrace who you are first. Love your hair, love your skin, love your body. Embrace who you are first. Before you just jump into anything, because then when you want to leave, and you knew at the start, you always know at the start if that person's right for you or not. You will always know the adventure it's going to take you on when you first choose to go along with it. You always know, your gut will always kick in, because you'll be like, hang on, like this isn't right, and then you'll just jump right into it and you'll be like, this is amazing. But what's amazing is the feeling, and that's how you'll feel. Like you'll feel trapped by it. You feel like you can't leave it and you can't let it go. And it's so important to release that and let go of that feeling. And instead of falling in love with the feeling of when they're inside you or you're inside them, fall in love with yourself, with what it means to actually physically, mentally and spiritually take care of yourself and be in alignment with yourself. Because if you're in alignment, right, and then you meet someone else and they're not in alignment, they're going to knock you off balance, and you're going to feel it in your body. You're going to feel it in like your sickness, in your menstrual cycles, in like things you do, you'll feel it. And you'll be like, what's wrong with me? Like, I felt so, before I met this person, I was just well as, and now I just feel like confused. It's like love will blind you and your mind will blind you because your heart's like, this is love, this is love. Love isn't like intimacy, guys. Love is with your mind. Love is when you can just sit with someone and be okay with actually just sitting with them and like embracing their presence and not their body. I feel like that always comes after, because then you don't know who you are because you're clashing with each other and you're just becoming one, but you're not even aligned in your own ways as your own person. Does that make sense? That's why it's important to find yourself before you try and fall in love with the feeling of intimacy or affection. You gotta fall in love with someone's mind, with someone's soul. That's just my outlook on it. Like, because sex can really confuse you, especially if you just jump into a relationship. It can really confuse you and you can completely forget your own identity and who you are and what you want, because you want to give and provide to that relationship, but not knowing who you are because you fell in love with the feeling and not helping yourself. You chose to fall in love with the feeling and build something with someone, but you forgot to build yourself. Do you get what I mean? So you decided to build with someone else. And also, rebounds, don't do. Like, if you've just come out of a relationship, like, you being a hoe, I don't even want to say hoe, excuse my French, you going with someone else isn't going to fill that void, isn't going to fill anything. Be alone, accept your loneliness, accept that that's how you feel, accept that you won't get any affection or love, and be proud in a way that you're okay with that and you can be alone and that you can find yourself, because heartbreak can take you into two directions. You can choose to be better, or you can choose to go down a path that will pretty much hurt you and everyone else, whereas you can choose to be hurting but choose to be better and grow from that. Choose to grow from your experience and what that heartache taught you. And I always feel like if you were in a relationship, it can either, like, one person will go the way, the other person will choose the dark side, the other person will choose the light side. It's truly up to you guys. Like, I just think it's really, just be careful with who you share your body with, because you got to remember that that person will be tied to you until you know how to untie that person, that soul, that spirit. Like, just because someone looks good on the outside doesn't mean they have a good way of thinking, because their thoughts will affect you. Their ways of thinking, their beliefs will be imprinted on your soul. And like, that's not easy to like remove. Like, you got to do a lot of soul work, a lot of dark night of the soul to get rid of that. Focus on yourself, heal. It's okay to be by yourself. It's okay to fall in love with yourself. Fall in love with yourself. Give yourself all that love. Give that love that you never received. Like you need to learn how to give yourself love so that you can understand what true love is. Like heal your heart. Healing. Like, I'm wearing the color green right now, guys. Green, heart chakra, illuminating. Be okay with being alone. Embrace it. It's power. When you can be alone, that's pretty much when you attract the right person, or you attract the right people that way. Whereas if you're still repeating the same mistakes and the same cycles and you're not learning from your karmic lessons, then you'll just keep making the same mistakes. So choose to be better if you're going through any sort of heartbreak. Choose to heal those cords. Choose to release that person through your body. Do meditations, do Reiki, do energy healings, do frequencies. There's heaps of stuff on YouTube that you can find where you can heal yourself and completely and fully release that person from your soul and your body, so that you're in your own energy now, because you got to understand that person that you're with isn't in your life anymore. They're not there. Okay, so there's no point on creating scenarios in your head of what could have happened or who they could have been. Like, I could have married this person, I could have... You got to understand that your mind is like rewiring itself, so it's trying to rewire what it thought was going to happen. Like, that's not happening. That person's not there anymore, guys. It's time for you to focus on yourself. Work on self-care. What have you neglected in that relationship with yourself that you neglected on yourself? Like, was it your skin? Was it your hair? Was it the way you dressed? Did you feel like you couldn't dress a certain way? Do you feel like you were afraid to do your hair some sort of way, or to, you know, like, I'll give you an example. I always felt like I had to wear, like, I always had to be pretty. I always felt like I had to wear makeup. Not all the time, but I always felt like that was the only time I was recognized, was when I was wearing makeup. And now I'm just like, I don't care, like, so what? I wear makeup for yourself, dress up for yourself. Don't feel like everything you have to do is for one person or to show off. Like, show up every day for yourself. Show up and do everything for yourself. Find a new skill. Find a new skill. Find something new and come back to when you were young, like 15, 16, 17. Like, who did that young girl, who did that young boy want to be? What were your dreams? What did you like? What were your hobbies? What were your interests? Not the interests of someone else. Not the interests of someone else's body when you don't even know your own. Because you'll lose yourself in that. And that's why it's important to stay away from what doesn't serve you, because it's Mercury retrograde. Alright? Do not go back to the past. The past is the past, guys. Move forward. They're not in your life. It is what it is. So what? There's a world out there. Like, you threw the fish back in the sea. There's other fish in the sea. Now you got to focus on your fish. Right? You got to focus on yourself. You got to focus on you being showing up the best for yourself. And then true love comes in the picture. But you got to find true love with yourself first, and choose to be better, and choose to heal, and choose to work through your emotions and your physical health, your mental health. It's not like just jump from relationship to relationship, from person to person to person, filling a void. Oh wait, drinking every weekend. Oh mate, smoking. I can't stop thinking about it. It's like, just sit with your thoughts. Write it down. This is how I'm feeling. This is what I want to do. I want to be better in this. I want to let go of my addiction to this. But anyways, this video went a bit off the chart, but I just wanted to give you guys a little, like, kickstart wherever you are, wherever this video is meant to reach. Like, don't be afraid to cut ties and release someone from your soul, right? Because soul ties are real. You know, connection. You're opening yourself up. Energy's power. And call back all that power. I am free. My power is mine. I am not spiritually and mentally connected to this person anymore. I release and cut all cords between me and this person. Their soul, fragments, any parts of their spirit are not attached to mine. You can, like, it's, as you go through heartache, it'll get easier. The sadness will get easier. The pain will get easier, and it will just go away, and you'll realize that this is who you are, and that it's okay to be alone. I'm alone. I'm okay with it. There's nothing wrong with it. Like, you get used to the sadness, and you just accept it, and you move on, and you accept that that person isn't your person, and that there is someone else out there for you, but that's not the priority. The priority is you right now, because you come first. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to live a happy life, and no one should take that from you. And in this life, a lot of people will try and take your happiness from you. A lot of people will do anything they can to bring you down. People don't want to see you succeed. People don't want to see you do good. People don't want to see you be different. Nobody wants to see you stand out. Everyone wants to be the same. Why? It's a society thing. Everyone wants to fit in. Don't feel like you need to do that. No. Choose to be different. If you know you're different, then express it. Be it. We're in the 21st century. Anyways, guys, that is my message for you guys. Thank you so much for watching my delicious lights. I wish you nothing but the best on your healing journey. I will speak to you guys soon. See ya.